Claire loved Ethan for 10 long years. Ethan hated her for 10 even longer ones. But the moment she died, he finally realized he loved her. Too bad. Claire was already gone. Until she opened her eyes again and returned to the night that ruined her life the first time. But this time, Feishi refuses to be the scapegoat. She refuses to be mistaken for someone else. Feishi refuses to love a man who only cherishes what he loses. Claire walks away, and Ethan, cold, proud, unshakable Ethan, breaks.
Welcome to Airless's Romance Stories. Read the entire novel in one go. Message or comment to tell me what kind of story you'd like to read. Subscribe to the channel for daily updates. Airless reminds you, the story begins now.
I loved my childhood sweetheart for 10 years. After one reckless night, he hated me for 10 years. Until I died in a car crash. Then he finally got his wish, flying away with the woman he truly loved. When I opened my eyes again, it was that same intoxicating, dangerous night. I grabbed my things and ran. But I heard that proud Ethan Carter had torn Boston apart, searching everywhere for his little childhood friend. I've actually been reborn. Outside the window, neon lights flicker against the darkness. Inside this room, the air feels thick enough to choke on. I pinch my hand hard, it hurts. This isn't a dream, wait, that is not quite right. I died already, even if this isn't a dream. I shouldn't be able to feel pain. Claire. A man's husky voice whispers close to my ear. My whole body jolts with awareness. I haven't just been reborn. I've been reborn on that night, the night that ruined everything. Ethan grips my chin, pulling me into a deep, consuming kiss. I turn my face away. His burning lips land on my neck instead. No, he is not calling for me. He is not saying, Claire. He is saying, Lane, Quinn Lane's nickname. In my past life, I thought he'd finally seen me. I was so happy, so willing to surrender to that one night of passion. Only later did I learn the truth. Ethan had always loved Quinn. He was drunk. He mistook me for her. Ethan, wake up. I push him away with all my strength. I loved him in secret for 10 years. After that night, he hated me for 10 years. Thank God, this time, nothing has happened yet. Ethan freezes. He looks down at me, confused. The room is dark, but the city lights outside illuminate his face. Even drunk, he looks pristine. His features sharp, his gaze steady. That is why I thought he was sober last time. Claire. He finally recognizes my face, his voice carrying a strange note. But in the next second, his eyes cloud over with something complex and urgent. He cups my face again, trying to kiss me once more. I lift my knee and kick hard, shoving him backward, then bolt for the door. Outside, the cold night air hits my lungs. I pull out my phone and check the date 3 times before I truly believe it. I've been reborn. I rush home as fast as I can, memories from my previous life flooding back. Ethan and I grew up together. Our families are old friends. Tonight, his mother called me. She said Ethan's phone wasn't answering and asked me to check on him. She gave me his apartment code. I'd always known it anyway. I opened the door easily and found him drunk. I'd loved Ethan for years when he kept murmuring, Claire, Claire. I couldn't resist. I stayed the night. The next morning, both sets of parents showed up. They found Ethan and me in bed together, our clothes scattered across the floor. Our parents had always wanted us to marry. This seemed like fate. I was about to graduate college. Our wedding was quickly arranged. I was so happy during that time. My years of secret love had finally paid off. I thought I was living a dream. I believed Ethan was happy too. He'd always been reserved, never one to show emotion openly, but he went with me to choose wedding dresses, to pick out rings. He never once said no, until our wedding day. A beautifully dressed woman sobbed in the audience. Everyone thought Ethan was kissing me, but he was actually whispering through clenched teeth in my ear. Claire, are you satisfied now? Before that moment, I'd never met Quinn Lane. Ethan was 2 years ahead of me in school. We lived in the same city but attended different universities. I'd never heard of him liking anyone. I never knew he had a girlfriend. Ethan gave me an unforgettable wedding night. He accused me of drugging him that night. He said everything had been my deliberate scheme, carefully arranged. Claire Morrison, your cruelty is chilling. Your so-called love disgusts me. You wanted to be with me so badly. Fine, I'll give you what you want, but you destroyed my happiness. So for the rest of your life, you'll never know happiness either." He slammed the door and left. That began 10 years of bone, deep hatred. I slap my cheeks hard and take a deep breath before heading upstairs. "Claire, you are back so fast. Is Ethan okay?" My mother's voice greets me from the living room. My father is sitting there reading. When I see them both, my nose stings with tears. This is exactly what I missed most. For so many years after marrying Ethan, I was too afraid to come home. "Yeah, Mom," I managed to say. "Dr. Lee said he'll be fine. I called an ambulance for him on the way back. Did I drug him? What drug? Let the doctors figure it out." "Claire, come here. What does this character say? Help your old dad out." Pushing down my unease, I walk over and joke around with my parents for a while before escaping to my room. As soon as I enter, I see photos scattered across my desk, pictures of Ethan and me from childhood to now. I open my drawer. My diary is still there, intact. The memory flashes back vividly. Ethan sitting at this desk, reading my diary aloud word by word, then tearing out each page one by one. My girlish secrets scattered like confetti across the floor. He sat right here, his face full of mockery and disgust. "You wanted to make me yours since you were 10 years old. Claire, you are a psychopath." Maybe he was right. What kind of person does those things? What crime did I commit that he had to call a 10-year-old's innocent affection psychotic? I didn't learn the full truth until Quinn was about to leave the country. We met at a private tea house. Quinn looked poised and elegant, nothing like the girl who'd sobbed on her knees at my wedding. "I am getting married soon, Miss Morrison. You can delete those videos now, can't you?" I stared at her, confused. She smiled and handed me her phone. On the screen was a chat conversation. The profile picture and username were mine. "If you know what is good for you, leave now. Ethan and I are childhood sweethearts. We've been promised to each other since birth. Have some shame. If you don't leave, I'll post the video on the university forum. Let everyone see who really belongs with Ethan, ruining myself. So what? Without him, nothing matters." I clicked on the video. It showed that night, the night of blurred boundaries and tangled limbs. Almost instinctively, I pulled out my own phone. Quinn was in my contacts, but our chat history was completely blank. Quinn smiled again. "Actually, I was the one who kindly called Mrs. Carter that night to let her know Ethan was drunk and needed someone to take care of him. I didn't expect you to repay me like this, Miss Morrison." Her words were accusatory, but her eyes glittered with undisguised triumph. For Ethan's reputation and future, I had no choice but to break up with him. "You must be very happy, Miss Morrison." Her expression and her words didn't match. I realized she was protecting herself from being recorded, but she couldn't resist gloating. She kept turning the massive diamond ring on her finger. Just before leaving, she leaned close and whispered in my ear, her true colors finally showing. "Mrs. Carter never approved of me and Ethan being together. She looked down on me. She always thought you were the right match for him." Quinn stood up, leaning even closer. "Too bad for you, though, Claire. You'll never have a good life together. Ethan will never forget me. Not for the rest of his life." Quinn was right. Ethan and I never had a good life. I finally understood why he hated me so much. But by then, 3 years had already passed. In those 3 years, we'd already fallen completely apart. 3 years earlier, he didn't believe me. 3 years later, he didn't even want to hear my voice. I begged him to let it go. He refused. I asked for a divorce. He refused that too. He used my parents' company as leverage, determined to keep me trapped, forcing me to endure his cold indifference for the rest of my life. I thought that was how things would always be, from childhood innocence to bitter enmity, absurd and pathetic. But Quinn's second prediction also came true. Ethan never forgot her. In the 9th year of our marriage, Quinn divorced and returned to the country. Ethan and she were seen together constantly, holding hands, kissing in public. Finally, I thought, I can be free. I deliberately chose Quinn's birthday to call Ethan about the divorce. A divorce agreement, the perfect birthday gift for her. But Ethan was silent for a long time. "Come see me in person if you want to talk." Just when I thought he'd refuse again, he added, "Come now." I looked out at the heavy snow falling. "I have one condition. I only want my parents' company back. Everything that is yours, I won't take a cent. Not today, come another time." Then he hung up. I knew he had no feelings left for me, so I grabbed the divorce papers and left anyway, but the snow that day was too heavy. When I slammed on the brakes, the car skidded. Ahead of me was an elementary school, children just getting out. I yanked the wheel hard. The car flipped. How unfair, I thought, as everything went dark. Even in death, I am still Ethan Carter's wife. My phone buzzes. I open it. It is a message from Ethan. "Went to the hospital, sobered up now." I don't reply. Instead, I scroll through my contacts. Sure enough, Quinn Lane is already in there, but I have no memory of when I added her. Another message from Ethan. "Where did you go?" I frown. At this point, his mother just forced him to break up with Quinn, but they haven't fully separated yet. Why is he looking for me instead of her? I exit the chat and notice other unread messages. It is the second semester of senior year. The class group chats are exploding with activity. "Mia, Claire, did you finish packing? Don't be late tomorrow?" I freeze. It takes me a few minutes to remember. In my past life, Mia and I were planning to move to Boston together to look for jobs. Then that night happened. I thought Ethan and I were together. Of course I wanted to stay here instead. The Boston trip was canceled. I quickly type back. "Mia, can we change our plans? Mia, let's go to New York instead." Mia, New York? Mia is my best friend. I am trying to figure out how to explain when she sends another message. "Mia, okay, I can follow you anywhere, Claire." I smile. After some more discussion, I start repacking my things. When I am done, I throw away the photos on my desk, the diary in my drawer, and my SIM card. All of it goes into the trash. I moved to New York. Other than Mia, no one knew. Even my parents thought I'd gone to Boston. Quinn's game was only half played. I didn't fall into her trap like I did last time. I wasn't sure what other tricks she might pull. 10 years of entanglement, 10 years of love and hate. Ethan Quinn? This time, I want nothing to do with either of them. A month after arriving in New York, Mia leaned over with a mischievous grin. "I heard Ethan's been looking everywhere for you. He practically tore Boston apart. Why would he be looking for me?" That last shove I gave him. I'd used all my strength. His head hit the wall pretty hard. Maybe he's holding a grudge. Whatever, I used to think I understood him. I thought our bond was unbreakable. It was all a fragile illusion, a reflection on water. By the second month, Mia found a job. I was still stalling. "Claire, did you trick me into coming here? You don't actually want to stay in New York, do you?" "Of course not." In the third month, I finally got the news I'd been waiting for. A younger guy from high school reached out. He had a startup project and needed funding. Was I interested in investing? In my past life, I'd been too focused on marrying Ethan to even consider it. I turned him down immediately. Later, that guy became wildly successful. In 10 years, he built a billion-dollar empire from nothing. This time, I wasn't going to let the opportunity slip away. I pulled together every bit of money I had and even borrowed from my parents. I joined Derek Chen's team. One of my biggest mistakes in my past life was giving up my career after marriage. Ethan had made his feelings brutally clear, but I still clung to hope. I thought there'd been a misunderstanding. I thought if I just tried hard enough, our childhood bond would overcome anything. By the time I woke up 2 years later, it was too late. Not only did I have no place at Carter Industries, I didn't even have a role in my own parents' small company. "Hey Morrison, how do I look?" Derek was trying on suits for an industry event tonight. I glanced up, unimpressed. In 2 lifetimes, people have called me all kinds of things. Claire, Cece, Miss Morrison. But Derek? He calls me Morrison, like we're in the military. "You look like a waiter. Try another one." "Makes your legs look short. Next." "Too old-fashioned." Next. By the 5th suit, I couldn't help but laugh. Okay. That one's perfect. You'll be the best dressed guy there." Derek strutted off to pay, chin held high. I have to say, it is no wonder he became so successful. He is smart, easygoing, and never acts superior. Being around him is effortless. In the car, we reviewed the guest list for tonight's event. For a startup, connections are everything. Events like this are gold mines for networking. I just didn't expect to run into Ethan there. It has been 6 months since I moved to New York. 6 months since I was reborn. After connecting with Derek, I deleted all my social media. I cut ties with old friends. I never went back to my hometown. Even my graduation paperwork was handled by Mia. I spotted Ethan almost immediately after walking in. He was standing next to Quinn. They looked perfect together. "Know them?" Derek whispered. I hesitated, caught off guard. I was just surprised, that is all. Carter Industries had always focused on manufacturing. In my past life, they never entered the gaming industry. Ethan shouldn't be here. But then something even more unexpected happened. Ethan must have felt us staring. He looked up. Our eyes met across the crowded room. His eyes turned red. "Claire." He immediately pulled his arm free from Quinn's and strode toward me. I don't understand why he is reacting like this. He has always been cold and detached. The only time he ever showed raw emotion was when he sneered at me, his disgust laid bare. Ethan reaches for my hand. I instinctively step back. Derek steps forward, placing himself between us. "This is Ethan Carter," I say coolly, as if just noticing him. Derek glances between us, lips twitching but saying nothing. "Ethan," Quinn hurries over, immediately looping her arm through his again. "Is this Claire? She is so beautiful, Ethan, even prettier than in your photos." She extends her hand toward me, smiling warmly. "Hello, Miss Morrison. I am Quinn Lane. My nickname sounds a bit like yours." "It is Lane. Ethan mentions you all the time." I glance at her bare ring finger, still clean, for now. I don't really want to shake her hand. "Long time no see," I say instead, turning to Ethan with a polite smile. "This is Derek Chen, founder of Blossom Games." "Derek, this is Ethan Carter, CEO of Carter Industries." Quinn's hand hangs awkwardly in the air. She drops it, embarrassed. The two men don't shake hands either. Derek, ever the diplomat, picks up on the tension immediately. "Well," he says smoothly, "what a coincidence. Claire and I are also alumni," I finish, cutting off whatever Ethan was about to say. "Actually, Derek, you could even call Mr. Carter Sr." Ethan's expression darkens visibly. He stares at me unblinkingly. "Alumni Senior?" He lets out a cold laugh. "That guy's seriously messed up," Derek mutters later, pouring me a drink. "He has got his girlfriend right there, but he is glaring at me like I stole his wife or something." I glance over at Ethan. He is lounging in the lounge area, swirling his glass, watching us from across the room. Our brief confrontation clearly didn't go the way he wanted. I quickly steer Derek away. The people we need to meet tonight definitely aren't Ethan and Quinn. No point wasting time. "You know what? I should have actually stolen her," Derek says suddenly, draping his arm around my waist. Ethan's gaze sharpens. He sets down his glass and starts to stand. Quinn grabs his sleeve, tilting her head up to say something. His expression softens. He pulls out a napkin and gently wipes the corner of her mouth. "Men like him are trash," Derek mutters, looking at one woman while he is with another. "That is Bryant Digital's CEO over there," I say, redirecting him. "Let's go introduce ourselves." Ethan doesn't approach again. He and Quinn leave early. But what is meant to come always does. That night, when I return to the apartment, I share with Mia. Ethan is waiting outside. New York's autumn arrives early. The late August night is already cool. Ethan leans against the wall, a cigarette between his fingers. The ember glows and fades in the wind. I text Mia quickly, then walk straight toward him. "Not avoiding me anymore?" His voice is hoarse. "I wasn't avoiding you," I say. "That is the truth. I just didn't want to deal with him. There is a difference." "Why are you looking for me?" His hand, holding the cigarette, pauses. He crushes it out against the wall, then stands upright, moving toward me. I step back subtly. "Let's talk in the car." Ethan's car is parked downstairs. I'd noticed it when Derek dropped me off. I deliberately avoid the passenger seat, the girlfriend's seat, and open the back door instead. Seeing me sit in the back, Ethan closes the driver's door he'd half opened and joins me in the back seat. I shift closer to the opposite door. The car isn't cramped, but the atmosphere feels suffocating. After a long silence, Ethan sighs. Claire, I went to your house. Your parents wouldn't tell me where you went. I went to your room. You threw away all our photos and your diaries. I remember you had so many. I laugh bitterly, turning to look at him. Why would I throw those away, don't you know? Being able to start over, I thought it was a gift from the universe. Turns out, I wasn't the only one blessed. It is almost embarrassing. 10 years have passed, and I still remember exactly what 23-year-old Ethan looked like. At 23, Ethan didn't like wearing suits. If he did, he'd choose trendy charcoal gray. At 23, Ethan didn't drink red wine. He preferred bold, spicy cocktails. At 23, Ethan didn't smoke. At 23, Ethan was cold and quiet, but also wild and unrestrained. I loved him so intensely back then. So from just a few words at tonight's event, I knew this man isn't the 23-year-old Ethan I remember. Ethan stares at me. The car's interior light is off. Only the street lamp outside casts dim shadows. His eyes shift through a dozen emotions. Surprise, pain, joy, regret, all tangled together, impossible to read clearly. Not that I want to. Claire, you really did. Please don't call me that, I say coldly, meeting his gaze. Mr. Carter, right now, the only relationship we have is alumni. Maybe senior. His eyes redden just like when he first saw me tonight, Claire. I know you've been hurt that day. The snow was so heavy, I was too angry. I shouldn't have made you come see me. I didn't really want to. Don't bring up the past life again, I interrupt. Ethan freezes. We were given a rare second chance. From now on, you go your way. I'll go mine. You can marry the woman you love. I'll live my own life. Please don't come looking for me again. Claire, don't say things you don't mean. He grabs my hand. You said it yourself. We were given a second chance. You used to beg me to let go, didn't you? In our past life, you owed me, I owed you. We're even now. This time, you've seen the light, we can. What did you just say? I almost don't believe my ears. Seen the light, Claire. You called an ambulance for me. I was so happy. Ethan's jaw tightens. His gaze is fixed on my face, looking sincere and honest. We've known each other our whole lives. That bond shouldn't have been tainted by such dirty tricks. Enough. I yank my hand free. Ethan Carter, you are hopeless. I shove the car door open and slam it shut behind me. I never expected Ethan to know the truth. After I died, my soul lingered for a while. I drifted in and out of consciousness, but I saw it clearly. Ethan proposing to Quinn. The diamond ring was even bigger than the one she'd flaunted at me years ago. The proposal was more extravagant than our wedding. That is when my soul finally dissolved completely. Ethan truly loved Quinn. How could he ever suspect her? But I also didn't expect this. I pushed him away that night, and his only takeaway was that I'd seen the light. What a joke. All those years I spent saying, I didn't do it. It wasn't me, even with a second chance. He still chooses not to believe a single word. My phone buzzes. Derek sent a link, latest beta version, test it out. On my way, I reply. I really must be insane. Wasting even one more minute on this is disrespectful to my billion-dollar future. But apparently, I am not the only one eyeing that $1 billion. Over the next decade, traditional industries decline steadily while the gaming industry explodes, especially mobile games. As smartphones evolve, the market skyrockets. As someone reborn, it is only natural that Ethan would target this gold mine too. So I kept running into him in New York. He didn't cause trouble. But somehow, he got my new number and occasionally sent me messages. Like right now, stay away from Derek Chen. He has got ulterior motives. Derek is sitting right next to me. He sees the message. He snorts coldly. Oh, so now he is the good guy. He shifts even closer to me, draping an arm over my shoulder. We're at a promotional event for a new mobile game. Plenty of investors are here. I elbow Derek in the ribs. He leans in, whispering in my ear. How about we actually get together? Just to piss him off? Mr. Chen, stop acting like a child. Who says I am a child? I am a grown man. Before I can finish, Someone grabs my hand and drags me toward the exit. Claire Morrison, do you ever listen to a word I say? Ethan looks furious, even angrier than when he tore up my diary in our past life. But he quickly composes himself. When he looks at me again, his expression is helpless, almost sorrowful. Claire, he grips my shoulders. I know you resent me. I used your parents' company to control you, but now, I just want to build something of my own. My gaming company is almost ready. When it launches, I'll put you in charge. You can manage everything. He pauses. But first, quit your job at Blossom. I've already prepared a villa in Blue Ridge, everything decorated exactly how you like it. He takes a breath. Claire, let's not waste this second chance. It takes me a moment to understand. He wants to reconcile, to get back together. I must be staring at him with pure contempt because he quickly reins in his emotions and sighs. Claire, I know you are still angry. You don't know what happened after you died. He reaches out to touch my face. His eyes turn red again. Just give me a little more time, okay? Let me handle everything first. After all, we owe Quinn after last time. I've been preparing myself mentally ever since I was reborn. But hearing that last sentence, I can't help but laugh out loud. Yes, we owe Quinn so much. I brush his hand off my face and look up at him. So go repay her. Spend 1 lifetime, no, 3 lifetimes, repaying her and never look back. I turn and walk away. Claire, just wait a little longer. He calls after me, his voice firm with certainty. I'll give you an explanation. Ethan stopped showing up after that. Mia told me he'd taken Quinn on a world tour. Quinn's social media was full of photos, 9 grid posts every day. She looked ecstatic. As long as he stayed out of New York, I was perfectly happy to have peace and quiet. After half a year of trial and error, our first mobile game finally launched. Honestly, this is the first time in 2 lifetimes I've ever been this focused on something. Derek might seem careless most of the time, but when he works, he is intensely serious. The whole Blossom Games team is young, energetic, and passionate. Being around them, I often forget I've lived an extra 10 years. I feel like I really am just a fresh college graduate. Morrison, play it again. Make sure this version is really fun, okay? I have to admit, young people are creative. My nickname at the office has evolved. Morrison, CC, Baby, Claire Bear. You name it. It is fun, I say. Honestly, I never used to play games much. Derek's the one who got me into them. I added a few more skins. Let's use this version when we meet with the platform today. After uploading the final build, the young designer pats my shoulder. Good luck, Morrison. Today, I am taking the game to pitch to a distribution platform. If it goes well, we'll be able to launch soon. I grab my laptop and text Derek. Something this important. Of course he has to come too. He is still a student, though. We agree to meet at the platform company's entrance. Because of lingering trauma from my past life's car accident, I don't drive. I take the subway instead. Sitting on the train, I feel nervous. I know Blossom eventually becomes one of the biggest mobile game companies, rivaling even the industry giants. But I don't know if its rise was smooth or rocky. This is half a year's worth of the entire team's hard work. Of course, I want it to be a massive success, but I never imagined that before even reaching my destination. I'd run into an obstacle the moment I stepped out of the subway station. Ethan's gaming company has Quinn involved too. In this industry, there are only a handful of major platforms. It wouldn't have been hard for him to find out where I was going. He doesn't look like he has been living the carefree, jet setting life Mia described. At least, he looks far worse than he did years ago, back when he flaunted that diamond ring in front of me, smug and triumphant. I glance at him briefly, then look away. I am not planning to engage. But clearly, he is here for me. Claire, you win. Are you happy now? I have no idea what he is talking about. I quicken my pace. He follows closely behind. Claire Morrison, what makes you better than me? You are just from some middle-class family. Your parents run a tiny company. You've been riding Ethan Carter's coattails since you were a kid, haven't you? I check my watch. I don't want to waste another second on this. The Carters are completely brainwashed by you. They only see you as a match for Ethan, and now even Ethan sides with you. Quinn suddenly grabs my wrist. Stop pretending you don't care, Claire. You think I don't see the way you look at him? You think I don't know what you are really after? Miss Lane, I say coldly, yanking my arm free. I don't know you. Whatever's going on between you and Ethan, take it up with him. Not me. Oh, so you don't know me, but you know Ethan just fine, right? Her voice rises. I was with him first. You are the homewrecker. I grit my teeth and keep walking. One more block, and Derek will be there waiting. But Quinn grabs me again. This time, she is crying. Miss Morrison, Ethan's breaking up with me. No matter how much I beg, he won't change his mind. He used to love me so much. He said I was gentle and kind. He bought me a house, a car. He took me around the world. He even said he'd marry me. Her voice cracks. But now he says it was all just compensation. Miss Morrison, please let him go. I can't live without him. Quinn already looked worn down. Now crying like this, she looks even more pitiful. It is rush hour. Pedestrians are weaving around us. I am beyond irritated. But the light hasn't turned green yet. I have no choice but to stand here, teeth clenched. Then Quinn grabs at my laptop bag. Miss Morrison, if you are really not interested in Ethan, just tell him clearly. The laptop bag holds something crucial. I instinctively pull back, but Quinn seems to think she has found leverage. Claire Morrison, you'll never be free of me. The tone, the phrasing. It is so familiar, I can almost see the smug smile curling at her lips, just like before. She yanks hard on my bag. I pull back, and in that instant, she lets go and stumbles backward into the street. The screech of brakes. Then, crash. I'd forgotten. Quinn Lane is a gambler. In my past life, she used a cheap trick to bet on Ethan's trust. She let a lie stand between me and Ethan for 10 whole years. This time, she is betting with her own body, gambling on Ethan's guilt. And Ethan's always had a conscience. At least, where she is concerned. But this time, I don't think her gamble is going to pay off. I am so sorry, this is all my fault. I am standing beside Quinn's hospital bed. I shouldn't have argued with her on the street. I shouldn't have held onto the bag when she grabbed it. I pause. Oh, she wasn't trying to steal my laptop. She was just emotional. She was holding my hand while she talked. Derek elbows me, annoyed. Quinn was hit by a car, but luckily, we were near a red light. We'd been pulling back and forth, so we weren't in the main traffic lane. The car had already started to slow down. The driver braked quickly. Quinn only ended up with a broken rib and a fractured leg. The surveillance footage wasn't clear enough to definitively show who was at fault. But Derek had been standing across the street. He saw everything. That is why he is so irritated by my apology. He doesn't understand. In Ethan's eyes, any explanation is just an excuse. He'll only ever believe what he wants to believe. I learned that lesson over 10 years. Sure enough, the moment I finish apologizing, Quinn's tearful expression freezes. Ethan's mouth, half open with words ready to spill, snaps shut. Miss Lane was hurt because of me. For the next few days, I'll help take care of her. I turn to Ethan. On our way out, Derek is fuming. Did they call you Sea Baby so much that your brain actually turned to mush? She timed it perfectly and threw herself backward. What does that have to do with you? He is pacing angrily. She obviously just wants to leech off that Carter guy. You should have let them lock themselves together like two parasites. I glance at my wrist, still red from where Quinn grabbed me. Remember that time we were gaming and ran into that annoying troll? He kept harassing us. We'd beat him down, he'd run away, then pop back up at the worst moment to ambush us again. What did you say we should do with people like that? Derek pauses. I said, use our ultimate and obliterate him. I nod. Exactly. Use the ultimate. Obliterate him. I am extremely dutiful. I show up every day, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. More punctual than a regular office job. I am finally starting to understand the thrill Quinn must have felt pulling her stunts. Turns out, making people you despise miserable is incredibly satisfying. Ethan, my leg hurts so much. Ethan starts to stand. I stop him. She is crying from the pain. Should we call the doctor? Ethan nods. Ethan, I am so thirsty. Ethan gets up. I stop the nurse instead. Let him go. Ethan, I am so bored lying here. Can you read to me? I stand up. This kind of thing. I'll handle it. After a few rounds of this, even Ethan notices I am doing it on purpose. And yet, he looks pleased. Claire, I told you I'd give you an explanation. I've already broken up with Quinn. Once she is discharged, I'll give her a settlement. After that, we're done. When we're alone in the room, he looks at me with eyes full of joy. Then we'll go home. Do you want to live in Blue Ridge or the estate? I've been thinking about the wedding too. This time, how much are you planning to give her? He blinks. 10 million. After all, what happened was partly our fault. The doctor set her leg. 10 million. I smile faintly. Sounds good. Derek sometimes visits too, under the pretense of work. He doesn't say much. He just sits next to me texting. Derek? This is some twisted soap opera. What are you plotting? Meme, the calm before the storm. Honestly, it is not even that elaborate. The closer we get to Quinn's discharge date, the more anxious she becomes. I know what her original plan was. Other than Derek, who saw everything firsthand, no one would believe someone would gamble with their own life. So just like in my past life, I was supposed to be her scapegoat. And just like before, Ethan and I would fight because of her. The difference this time, she wasn't planning to leave. She'd exploit Ethan's lingering feelings and guilt, taking whatever she could. I laughed. I was warm and affectionate. Now she is panicking. She is afraid that once she is discharged, she'll be discarded. I almost want to reassure her. Don't worry, you'll still get that 10 million. Ethan really does love her. Whether she actually gets it, though, that depends on her skills. 3 days before Quinn's discharge, Ethan is practically glowing. He starts talking to me about curtain colors for the house. Ethan, I am not going back with you. I set down my breakfast and look at him calmly. I am not going to marry you. I am not going to love you. I don't even want to see you. Do you know why? Ethan's expression falters. He follows me back to the hospital room, looking dazed. I call out softly, Ethan. That is not what I used to call him as a kid. I called him something else, something more affectionate, and these past few days, in front of Quinn, I've been using that old nickname. It is even more nauseating than her Ethan. Your mother called. She said there was a break at your apartment. We should go check it out. Ethan's eyes light up at the word we, but Quinn immediately objects. I am not discharged yet. Ethan, you haven't even mentioned the settlement. Ethan, I tilt my head, looking at him. If we don't go now, we might never go back. He reaches for my hand. Quinn panics. Wait, Ethan, your place has security cameras. I installed them a while ago because I was worried about break-ins. We can just check the footage remotely. She frantically calls for the nurse to bring her laptop. I linked the feed to my computer. We can see everything right now. I watch Ethan's face drain of color, inch by inch. He stares at Quinn, disbelief radiating from every pore. You said you installed the cameras when? Quinn doesn't notice the shift in his tone. Last year. I was worried, so I set it up. The video feed goes straight to my laptop. We can check it right now. I turn to Derek, who came just to watch the show. Derek, refresh my memory. In our game, usernames and avatars are unique, right? Of course not. So it'd be pretty easy to create a second account with the same name and avatar. Obviously. I remember WeChat works the same way. Yup, got it. I turn back to Ethan and Quinn. Well, Derek and I have to go. See you. Derek grins. See, so simple. Some people just never think to check. The next time Ethan appears in front of me, it is a week later. In those 7 days, he seems to have aged 7 years. He is gaunt, unshaven. His clothes are soaked through from the rain. He is standing in the drizzle outside my building, head down, looking utterly defeated. When he sees me unexpectedly coming downstairs, his eyes widen in shock. Then they flood with desperate guilt. I am sorry. 10 years late, the apology finally falls from his lips. I am sorry, Claire. He pulls me into a trembling embrace, his tears scalding hot against my neck. I am sorry, Claire. All those years, all those times. His voice breaks. He can't continue. It is over now, I say quietly. Number it is my fault. It was always my fault, Claire. He holds me tighter. Will you accept my apology, please? I push him away. Ethan, it is too late. He breaks down, completely sobbing. But I love you, Claire. After I left, I echo. After I died, that is when you realized you loved me? I smile bitterly. Ethan Carter, don't you think you are pathetic? His face turns ashen. You only love what you can't have. That is all it has ever been. White moonlight versus plain rice, red roses versus mosquito blood. It is an eternal dilemma, isn't it? Number, it is not like that. I love you. In my past life, I thought about it a lot. I finally understood. I meet his eyes. But I don't love you anymore. I told him before, I won't marry him. I won't love him. I don't even want to see him. Those weren't jokes. They weren't things I said out of anger. Or are you going to do what you did 10 years ago? Refuse to believe a single word I say. Ethan stumbles backward, his face crumbling further with every word. Please don't come looking for me again. I turn away. I can guess how things went in my past life after I died. Ethan probably regretted everything. He likely never married Quinn either. Otherwise, he wouldn't have kept saying he owed her. But what does any of that have to do with me? His regret isn't my responsibility. When Mia came home that night, she said she'd seen Ethan standing outside in the rain. I ignored it. I showered, played a few rounds of a game, and went to bed. I've said everything I needed to say. What he does now is up to him. A few days later, my mom called. She said Ethan was sick. His parents had come looking for me. Apparently, he had a high fever and kept calling my name in his delirium. You said Ethan had a girlfriend. You didn't want to get hurt, so you told us to keep it a secret. We didn't even mention you were in New York, but now, look what has happened. She sighed. I heard he broke up with that girl, Claire. You've always loved him so much. Maybe, let it go. It is all in the past. One of my biggest mistakes in my past life was hiding the truth from my family. At first, I thought Ethan and I could still fix things. Later, my dad got sick. Ethan had always been his pride and joy. The son-in-law he bragged about. I couldn't bring myself to tell him. It wasn't until I watched my parents bury their daughter that I understood. No son-in-law, no company. Nothing mattered more to them than their little girl. So this time, from the very beginning, I was honest about my plans. And just as I expected, whether it was my mom or my dad, they supported me. They just wanted me to be happy. Maybe give him a call after all. You grew up together. Mom, number making a mistake once is understandable. Making it twice is just stupid. Derek asked me later. So, you were just gonna let him drop dead? I nodded. Yeah, this is a civilized society. It is not like I can actually kill him. But I've made sure neither of them can come after me again. After Ethan recovered, he sued Quinn. He wanted back all the money and gifts he'd given her during their relationship. Quinn refused. The two of them tore each other apart publicly, so much so that even my old college group chat was buzzing with gossip. I didn't pay much attention. Our first game had launched, the reviews were glowing, revenue was climbing steadily. Every morning, I'd wake up and check the data. Every night before bed, I'd brainstorm ideas for the next game. Occasionally, I'd see someone on the subway playing our game, and I'd be happy for the rest of the day. See, life is full of joy, and love isn't the only thing that can give it to us. When I had a bit of free time, I started taking classes again. Catching Derek's rising tide had been possible because of my reborn advantage. But now, more than anyone, I understood one truth. No one is more reliable than yourself. The number of choices you have depends on how capable you are. When our second game launched, Ethan reappeared in my life. He started following me to and from work. At first, I ignored him. The streets don't belong to me. He could walk wherever he wanted. But one day, I realized he was even following me to my language classes. I couldn't take it anymore. Ethan Carter, you were reborn just to stalk me. He answered immediately, yes. I raised my hand and slapped him hard across the face. Good, now we're even. You can disappear. His lips trembled, but no words came out. I turned to leave, but then he spoke. Claire, when I treated you that way before, did you think I was cruel, vicious? I stopped walking. And now when I say I love you, does that disgust you? His voice cracked. I destroyed your happiness. I turned back to look at him. Yes, Ethan Carter, your cruelty is chilling. Your so-called love disgusts me. You destroyed my happiness. I held his gaze. So for this lifetime, I wish you happiness. I walked away. On the glass of a nearby billboard, I saw his reflection. He slowly sank down, clutching his head, folding in on himself. Ethan finally disappeared from my life. 6 months later, I passed my exams with flying colors. I got accepted into a prestigious graduate program in the UK. At the airport, I said goodbye to my teammates. When I arrived at the university for orientation, I ran into Derek at the registration desk. I graduated, he said, chin lifted in that familiar, smug way. What, you think only you can go to grad school? I can too. I had no choice but to let him tag along. Much later, I learned something. Those 10 twisted years, I'd missed far more than I ever realized. It happened at a high school reunion. Blossom Games had made a name for itself by then. Derek was the star of the evening, surrounded by old classmates. I told you that kid had potential. I wanted to invest back then, but you wouldn't let me. Jet lost. My guy didn't need your money. I paused mid-sip, looking over at Derek. For the first time ever, I saw guilt flicker across his face. Later, I settled permanently in New York. I brought my parents to live with me. My life barely intersected with my past anymore. Very occasionally, I'd hear about Ethan, from my parents or from Mia. Years ago, Ethan won that lawsuit. Quinn didn't get a cent from him, but their battle didn't end there. First, Ethan blacklisted Quinn from the entire industry. Then Quinn pulled her old trick again, timing her fall into traffic perfectly. This time, as she'd hoped, she became permanently disabled. Another round of legal warfare followed. How it ended, or when, I never found out. Actually, I did see him once. My parents sold their old house. I went back to handle the final paperwork. Derek drove. At a red light, he joked. Didn't you say Carter Industries was supposed to be part of this huge conglomerate? Their logo should be everywhere. How come I haven't seen a single one? Unlike the booming success of my past life, Carter Industries had been in free fall for years. I was about to answer when I caught sight of a familiar figure outside the window. Ethan shoved a woman away. She fell to the ground, sobbing, but she got up immediately, limping after him. His face was cold as he strode forward. Then he glanced over. Our eyes met. He stopped abruptly. The light turned green. Derek hit the gas. I looked away. We passed each other. That is how it should have always been. A clean break. Each of us finding our own happiness. The end. Thank you for reading.